Hello, my name is Jeremy Green. I'm currently a student at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. Today I'd like to speak with you a little bit about globalization. Was Columbus technically correct? Columbus was correct in the fact that the world was round, is round, and will continue to be round. But he was wrong about one thing. He was not aware that our global economy would become flattened. About 8 years ago, I read a book by Thomas L. Friedman, The World is Flat. It basically spoke on the concept that the global economy was becoming flatter, and there were different devices that were used to make it that way. Outsourcing was one of the main topics that he touched on in his book. Outsourcing is where you take jobs from one economy, you implement them in another to produce more money for large corporations. That way, at the end of the year, they have more profit gains. Well, the other idea that he struck upon was that we as individual entities can become corporations. So technically, as an individual, I could outsource my work to someone else. Or I can provide a good or service to someone in a different country around the world, and our economies support one another. A good example of the world economy becoming more flat. Now the world standard of measurement is the metric system. Only 5% of the world does not use the metric standard of measurement. That would be 3 countries: Myanmar, Liberia, and the United States of America. With that, they still haven't given up on the American standard of measurement to switch to the metric standard. In 1971, the U.S. Congress enacted a bill that would get manufacturers to convert to the metric standard for production of different materials and different products. So we're now able to purchase tools that are stamped in metric, or they could be stamped with the SAE American Standard markings. Globalization has also not only affected manufacturing here, but around the world. Now we're able to buy products much cheaper. Say, 5 years ago, this hard drive may have been $158 when it was produced here only in the United States. But now I can buy it from my Chinese neighbor for $90. So essentially, globalization does help all of us. So we shouldn't be afraid of it. We should embrace it. I want you to consider for a moment your car. Your car is made of many components, and yes, you do purchase it here in America, but some of those parts were outsourced. They were made in other countries, shipped here, and assembled to make the finished product that you purchased. That purchase you made gave you what you wanted, what you needed, what you desired, at an affordable rate. Globalization, like I said before, it's not something that we should be afraid of. It's something that we should embrace. And to actively become a part of the globalization, it's up to us to actively step out and become a corporation. We have to become untouchable. We have to provide a service or a good that someone around the world can't live without. That way we have people that are willing to pay our individual corporation or the larger corporation that we work for those goods and services. Outsourcing, globalization, those are all things, like I said, we should embrace. They're not things that we should be afraid of. Globalization is just making the playing field even for everyone. Everyone in developed countries. It gives third world countries the opportunity to advance, to get to the levels of technology that we are. And the price they pay for that is typically just natural resources, which we also use our own, but theirs bring them up to speed with the rest of us. So a globalized economy and globalization is something that we're moving into, and we need to be a part of the flow. So we, again, need to consider, is the world flat? Yes, it is. If you have any questions, my name is Jeremy Green. You can leave a comment and I'd be glad to answer any of your questions. Thank you.